Hey everyone, we are going to do image quality. So we've talked a little about image quality and what people are like. What's a JPEG? What's RAW? Why does he keep mentioning RAW but telling us not to actually use RAW? Well, we're going to get to RAW. The point of this first assignment, something familiar, is not to get wrapped up in all the technical stuff, but to focus on making photographs. Unfortunately, we have a few technical hurdles that we have to jump through, and so we're going to make sure that our camera settings are correct and are going to work for us. So this is for image quality. All right, so I'm doing this handheld, so forgive the little bit of shakiness and occasional swerving. I've got my Canon here. This is a Canon 5D Mark III. If you're, if any of you camera nerds are curious, I'm going to turn the camera on. It's going to do a little sensor cleaning, and if you'll notice, my menu doesn't turn on automatically. I keep my menu off, and I make sure that I am the one that tells it to turn on. I don't want it to be turning on when I don't want it to. So I have to actually go click on the menu button for anything to show up on the screen. And what we're going to do is scroll through. We've got the camera settings, autofocus settings, playback settings, the kind of tools to this is where you go to format it in the tool section. I've got a roller up here, and this is how I navigate through these top major menus. I'm going left to right, I'm going right to left. And once I'm in these, I've got another roller down here, and that actually is what helps me go through these settings within each menu. Everybody's camera might be a little bit different, so you'll have to figure out how to navigate those settings. Luckily, you get these cameras for the length of the class, so you'll get to know your camera really well. Okay, so the very first section of this menu actually is image quality. All right, so it's set to RAW right now because that's how I always keep my camera. But what you'll notice also is when I go to it, I've got two different levels. And this might be the same on your camera. What this means is just like I've got my top roller up here, I can choose between my RAW settings, and I can choose with this roller between my JPEG settings. So that's how it works with my camera. What's really pretty cool actually about this is we can choose to photograph RAW and JPEG at the same time. Why would we want to do that? Well, I used to do that, and I pretty much never do anymore. What's good about this, if you did want to do it, if I did want to choose RAW and JPEG, is that for, let's say, this assignment, I just want you to focus on taking pictures. So you're going to take, and I want you to upload a JPEG to Blackboard for this class. So what you'll do is you'll choose JPEG, and if it's on the line, that means there's no RAW. You're just making a JPEG photograph. Then you could just upload your JPEG to class. But let's say later on you're like, man, I wish I had a RAW image because I wanted to be able to edit it a little bit differently. I wanted to have a little more control. Then you can actually do both, and when you upload these to your computer, you're going to end up with two images. You're going to have a RAW image and you're going to have a JPEG image. Okay? So this could be helpful for you. It could be the way that you want to do it. Eventually we could get to a point where you're confident in dealing with RAW images and you're just going to be doing RAW, and you're going to be making your own JPEGs later in Photoshop. But for this assignment, I would recommend either doing RAW and JPEG or just JPEG. Okay? Cool. So that's image quality, and I hope that this makes sense to you. Once you accidentally shoot a bunch of RAW images and you upload them to your computer, and you're trying to figure out why you can't, upload it, why Blackboard keeps telling you that the file is too large. That's because your RAW image is too big, and it wants you to send up a JPEG. Okay, I hope that made sense. play around with it. Again, you get this camera for the whole semester. It's early. Start taking pictures, play with the JPEGs, and start to know how your camera menus work and navigate. What wheels you got to turn to get where, and find that manual online, and it'll help you get pointed in certain directions. Okay, image quality, check.